Mom, I've got it.
Anyway, here's the ticket.
That's, for those who don't know, an old-timey DM. You know, a handwritten DM, my friends.
One couple. That means a date. Not like just going around with the crowd.
Yeah.
Just me and the girl.
That smile, man.
That's all right. Only, what girl? Who?
Yeah, that's the problem everyone has, right? His smile all but disappeared. He was thinking of going there, someone all smiley, and then, wait, what girl? Yeah, come on, you can do it, man.
How do you choose a date?
Teach us. 1949. Oh man.
Whose company would you enjoy? Well, one thing you can consider is looks.
Looks,
Woody
okay.
thought of Janice and how good-looking she was. He'd really have to rate to date somebody like her. Yes, he'd enjoy that, except, well, it's too bad Janice always acts so superior and bored. She'd
I
make a
knew
fellow
it,
feel
man.
awkward and inferior.
You know, it's obvious what they're going for. A pretty girl, you know, all made up. And they want to show us, yeah, you could go just for looks, but if her personality sucks, then everything else sucks, you know? And that's kinda right. But I think that's a truth that everybody knows. We don't really need to hear this, or what do you think? Everybody knows that. But that's most things in life people know, but the difficult thing is to also live like that, right? But yeah. And some people also have trauma, so because of their trauma, they actually subconsciously look for people who will humiliate them or keep them down, because that's what they know from their childhood. So one great thing for them in life is to realize this pattern and find a way to break it. But let's keep going.
Bored. She'd make a fellow feel
Wow, he
awkward
looks
and
so
inferior.
disappointed.
Well, perhaps someone who doesn't feel superior. There's Betty, and yet it just doesn't seem as if she'd be much fun.
Everybody guess, why wouldn't she be much fun, huh? She doesn't think herself superior, okay. If you have any idea, keep that in mind. Let's see. Perhaps I should make a guess. My guess is she's not fun because even though she's not superior, she's bland. Has no taste, no special smell. Just mid. Lukewarm. Let's see if I'm right or not.
What about Anne? She knows how to have a good time.
Oh, so they don't explain it?
Well, perhaps someone who doesn't feel superior. There's Betty, and yet it just doesn't seem as if she'd be much fun.
Oh, that was it.
What about Anne? She knows how to have a good time and how to make the fellow with her relax, have fun too. Yes, that's what a boy likes.
He's eating that like a giraffe, man. Just look.
What about Anne?
But yeah, she's smiling a lot, so that seems really charming, you know.
She knows how to have a good time and how to make the fellow with her relax, have fun too.
Isn't it weird when you think about it? This is 1949, right? All these grandparents and great-grandparents that were children during this time, or teens, they still have the same hairdo and the same fashion sense, right? Isn't that amazing? That's so interesting, right? I wonder if we will still be wearing the same stuff, have the same hairdo. Perhaps after adolescence, most people, I guess, stop evolving and just go with what they've known. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I will try to counteract this. Because one thing that is really important to me is to be always open to new stuff, right? There's so much in this world, so much that we could never explore everything in one lifetime. So why just cling to one thing? I'd rather be open and learn new things, right? New stuff. Just like this stream here, my second stream. But yeah, let's keep going. And watch her devour this this cotton candy.
She knows how to have a good time and how to make the fellow with her relax, have fun too.
She really should
Yes,
chill.
that's what a boy likes. He wants to know he's appreciated and would be fun on a date.
That's actually a really good point. I think not just on dates or in relationships, but in general also with friends or at work with a boss or a colleague. One of the central needs, one of the, I think, most essential needs of human beings is just to be seen and appreciated, right? I think if somebody feels appreciated, everything else will flow, like in a smooth manner. For example, even if someone hurts you or does something that you don't like, if you feel that they really appreciate you, you can't really be angry or mad or at them or hate them or something, right? Because you always know they appreciate you and they like you. So all the hurt is just a mistake and inevitable if you're going to be close to someone, right? I guess.
So Woody decided he'd ask Anne for this first date. But just how should he ask her? And what if she refused? No, it won't be easy asking for that first date.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Hi, Ed.
What you doing?
Just thinking.
Don't work too hard.
Just thinking.
Ed, is this private?
No, stick around if you like.
Such good manners, right? But yeah, this is the old times with landlines. Because you couldn't go to another room, it was polite to ask if this is private or not, and then to leave the room and give him some privacy.
Well, hello, Edward. I thought I heard you come in.
Hi, Mom. What's for supper?
Oh, Mom, is it all right with you if I have a date Saturday night?
Well, of course, you generally go out on Saturdays.
Hello. May I speak to Mary, please?
But, Mom, this is different. A date. I haven't asked her yet, but I'd like to take Aunt Davis to the High Teen Carnival.
Oh, Anne's a nice girl, but a date?
This is like a completely different world to today, right? That's so weird, but let's keep watching.
Well, you're rather young.
Oh, Mom, give him a break. I think he can swing it. We all have to start sometime.
Yeah,
Well,
brothers,
if you
right?
don't overdo on dating, Ed knows what I mean. Weekends only and not too late.
Thanks,
Mary?
Mom.
I just called up to check on tonight. I think I can get by a little earlier than usual.
Oh, he also has a
How's
date.
7:30? All right, Mary. Bye now.
Boy, you sure make it sound easy. How do you do it?
Practice, my boy. Experience.
But I don't think I'll know what to say. what to talk about.
Oh, don't worry about that. Just be your natural, talkative old self. Come on, let's see what's for supper.
Wait a second. Oh, Mom, is the floor dry yet?
Yes, you can come in.
Oh, he's going to cool now. My man. Respect. No. You can do it, man.
Hello, Mrs. Davis. This is Woody.
You see, this is old times. You couldn't just call the person. You had to call and then talk with the parents or someone else and say, oh, please, ma'am, I would like to talk to Emily, for example. That's why people in the past had so much better social skills than we have today. Because they had, if you would be in these times, you had to interact with people all the time, on the phones, even people you don't want to talk to, but you had to get through them to get to the people you want to talk to. Nobody had phones. You had to, when you say you meet someone, you had to be there, or they will wait and will not know that you won't be there. You had to talk to people everywhere, buying a ticket, buying stuff, meeting people. If you go to a friend, you have to ring the doorbell, talk to the parents, and then talk to them. People were a bit more connected, and I think social skills are like a muscle. You have to train them to get better at them. And because we don't have that much of a training for that, I guess that's why a lot of the modern problems I think a lot of the modern problems that we have stem from lack of social skills. Like all the loneliness and stuff like that. And if you ask me, in my personal opinion, I think good social skills are some of the greatest superpowers ever. Like being likable and being able to relate to people is one of the greatest superpowers. Just imagine how smooth your life would be going if you could just solve every problem, or not solve a problem, but if you could even prevent a problem before it arises, and talk to people, make them feel good, and relate to people and understand where they're coming from. Your life would be so much easier and so much richer. But like everything, it must be trained, right? So the question is how. But yeah, let's continue.
Alan Woodruff. May I speak to Anne?
How do you ask for a date?
How do you ask for a date? Let's think about that before watching it. I would say, from my own experience, how I do it is I know somebody. Normally I already know the person from friends or from some activities or a club or a sport or something. And I already talk to the person, and I have a certain taste for their personality. Then I just feel like, okay, I'd like to know her better. Then I just ask. That's how I do it most of the times. Like 80% of the times it's like that. I'm not like a bar person or something, or picking up people on the street person. I don't do stuff like that normally. And what I say is mostly, it depends on the person, right? But the essence is, I've seen you in this and this situation, or I'm really interested in knowing you better. Why don't we meet on such and such a date, for example? Or I say stuff like, yeah, I'd like to know you better. There's this great Japanese place. Let's go there and eat, or something like that. Or what I also love to do is just surprise people. Have like a surprise date. And not tell them everything. And just asking them out and letting them explore. And enjoy the date, right? Without knowing. But that's a whole nother story. How to have a date and so on, right? But let's see.
What about this?
Ann? Well, how about a date? Well, I mean...
Well, really, no thanks, Woody.
What
How about a
did
date?
I? What did I just see?
I mean...
Well, really, no thanks, Woody.
No thanks, Woody. Yeah, I think that's you must be braced for rejection, right? When you ask. And the good thing is you can get used to it. But if you've never done that, it will build up in your brain or in your mind as some huge thing. What if I'm rejected? What if this? What if that? But it's actually not a big deal. You know, all the relationship you had to that person is mostly just in your mind at the beginning, if you build that person up and so on. So all you can do is just ask them, tell them that you want to know them better, and if they say no, I don't want to, it isn't a big deal. Just say, okay, I wish you a nice time, a nice life, and move on. This won't be the last person you have interest in, as it probably wasn't the first, right? And if you're like terminally afraid of rejection, the tip that I can think of at the moment is just to get used to it by exposing yourself to small scale rejection, perhaps in your personal life and so on, and building it up, or go in and play the numbers just to get rejected a large number of time until it loses its charm. And another way to approach that would be to really think about the essence or the source of your rejection. Fear of rejection, I mean. Because it must have a source. Perhaps it's something from your childhood, and you felt abandoned by your parents, and so the way you cope is to run away because you fear that abandonment. So the key would be in dealing with that, for example. So yeah, but in general it's always good to reflect and find who you are at your core, what your fears are and the sources of that, right? Because by knowing yourself is your original power. And by knowing yourself, you can move through the world with confidence and your head held high. So yeah, I invite everybody and myself then to do this, right? But let's move on.
Well, how about a date? Well, I mean...
Well, really, no thanks, Woody.
Why is she also so offended? That's so rude. She's like, no. So offended. That's so rude, man. Wait, I forgot the subtitles. Let me add them. Even shaking her
Well,
head.
suppose he did it this way.
Hi, Ann. What you doing Saturday night?
Well, I guess I'm busy.
Oh, yeah? Any chance of giving him the brush off for me?
Well, of all the nerve.
Well, is there another way?
Ann? This is Woody. Well, I have a ticket for the High Teen Carnival Saturday, and... Well, would you like to go?
Why, yes, Woody. I'll have to talk to my folks about it. But I think
To
I
my
can go.
folks.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, shall I pick you up about 8 o'clock?
That's fine, Woody. 8 o'clock Saturday. I think it'll be all right, but I'll let you know for sure. Bye. A date with Woody. Saturday.
Wait, let's look at it again. I don't get why she was rude at the
Well-
beginning.
Brush off for me? How about a date? Well, I mean...
Well, really.
How about a date?
ask for a date.
Oh, okay, I get it.
What about this?
Ann? Well, how about a date? Well, I mean...
Well, really?
But that's not rude. He was just nervous. That's actually kind of sweet when somebody is a bit nervous and calling. She has no reason to be so rude, man.
No thanks, Woody.
Yeah.
Well, of all the nerve, I'll have to talk
Yeah.
to Woody. Bye. A date with Woody. Saturday.
Oh, I love this song. I love that song, man. Such a nostalgic song.
Come in. Hi, Ann. Hi, Judy.
They dress really
What are
like
you
the
doing?
grandmas
Why
of
aren't you
today.
being Krista's little sister? I'm getting ready for my date tonight with Woody. Oh, he's nice. A date, huh? What'll you do? Go to some fancy place for dinner? No, silly. We're going to the High Teen Carnival. And then he'll bring me home. Oh, that doesn't sound like much. We'd have fun at the carnival, you and I, wouldn't we? Oh, yes. Well, Woody and I are going to have fun in just that way. I think the important thing about a date is to have a good time. You don't need to spend a lot of money to do that.
You see, I 100% agree. The point is to have a good time. If you go, let me tell you something. Yes, come close to the monitor, everybody. The thing is, if you want just to have a good time, then listen. When you're on a date, listen to the other person and understand that inside that person is a whole world, a whole universe in and of itself. This is a person that lives his or her own life, completely different from yours. The feelings, the thoughts. And if you go trying just to understand 1% of that person, just that could be an adventure. And if you concentrate on that, you will truly listen to the other person, be attentive. And by listening, the other person will feel your appreciation and your interest, and will also in turn listen to you and have interest in knowing you better. That opens the door for a true connection, to happen. So I really agree, it's not about money, it's about sincerity and just honesty from the heart, wanting to understand others and connect and have a good time. But yeah, that point is something I 100% agree on.
I'm going to have fun in just that way. I think the important thing about a date is to have a good time.
Yes, to have a good
You don't need to spend
time.
a lot of money to do that. You just enjoy whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
Whether it's movies or parties or anything.
100% true,
And you leave
man.
your boyfriend enough money so he'll ask you again. My.
Smart. But yeah, also my motto is it doesn't really matter at the end of the day where you are going. It matters with whom you're going. You know, it doesn't matter what you're doing at the end of the day, but with whom you're with. So enjoy that, concentrate on that, and turn, because most people, that's just how it is, that's what it means to be human mostly. Most people just focus on themselves. When they talk to people, you can see in their eyes, and all of us are like this, even me, that they're so concentrated on their own thoughts and what people think of them that they can't let go and just enjoy the moment and focus on the other person. But if you want true connection and a really great source of power, the thing that you could do, that you should do, probably is, in my opinion, to turn that around, and instead of focusing on your own thoughts, focus on the other person. And through that, this honest connection, that's the source of all the good times you could have then at a date. Not just at dates, in all types of relationships, honestly. But yeah, let's move on.
Anything. And you leave your boyfriend enough money so he'll ask you again. My, you'll be out late. Why not particularly late? Mom and Dad and I have an agreement about what time to come in.
So well behaved.
Sweetie, how do you get my stockings from the bathroom?
A well behaved lady.
Mom, do we have any cleaning fluid? There's a spot on my
Cleaning
You
fluid.
know we have some. Oh, here, let me.
No, I'll do it.
That's it, son. Look your best. Your first date is mighty important.
Yeah.
That's kind of sweet. How
Dad,
mom and dad
Were
are
you excited the night
doing
of
the
your
dishes
first date?
together.
I sure was.
So was I. I took my date seriously. A date was a major event. Why, the night of my first date, my date had a flat tire and he was an hour late. And he didn't even bother to call
An hour
me.
late?
Well, when he finally came, I had to run upstairs and do my face and my hair all over again. Oh, I was so
Why?
upset.
That fella had a lot to learn about girls. Your mother lost all interest in him after she met me.
And the moral of that story
That
is
smooth
that I should be
devil.
on time tonight, right?
You bet. And the same goes for Ann.
Any girl who can't be ready on time for a date isn't good enough for my boy. Well, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's mighty disrespectful.
Oh, go find a mirror so you can see
Being late
yourself.
to the date.
Hi, Woody.
Oh, hi.
Big night, eh?
Yeah. Flowers. Anne won't expect flowers, will she?
Huh? Oh, I hardly
It's
think
basic,
so. I'm
but
thinking these to marry
it's all
because
about the
it's a special
feelings
occasion.
behind them, right?
Of course, if you want to take flowers anyway, I guess there's no law against it.
But I don't have to, unless it's a ritzy affair.
That's the general idea. Flowers for a prom or a very special party. Otherwise, you don't need to. Say, I'll have to run.
Me too. See you later.
My opinion is there aren't any rules, right? If you have if you want to give someone flowers from your heart, like honestly, the feelings will be transmitted and the person will be really happy about them. But if it's just like a ritual or something that everybody does and there aren't any true feelings behind them, then they will be empty. Even if it's a diamond, good, it won't be rejected. Everybody loves money, right? But it won't be treasured because the feelings behind that are fake if you don't give them with your heart, right? The cheapest things can be great treasures because the feelings that we have, it's like things have their own souls, right? That's something I truly believe. Not just people, but animals, things, everything that exists has a soul. And through exchange, communication, and contact, the souls that we have get deeper and deepened and enriched. For example, you can have a new book that's really pristine and smells new and everything, and then you can see a book, the very same book, that has a deeper soul. And why? You see that it was read a lot, underlined a lot, the cover is a bit it's a bit like the color is faded of the cover, and you see he sometimes dropped water on it and spilled water on it and stuff like that. the book looks older and tired, but you know that this book has lived in a sense, right? And its soul is deeper through these interactions, and the feelings of the persons reading that can be physically seen in the way the book is older, or how do you say it, right? So I think some things have deeper souls than others, and sometimes it can be shallow. Like I said in the example before, let's say you give someone a diamond ring, but you just want to buy them. You don't love them, you just think you could buy them with such a present. Yeah, it's worth much. It might be beautiful, but because of the shallowness of the feelings and the dishonesty of the feelings behind that, the present feels empty. The soul is shallow of this ring, this diamond ring. But another person just comes with a single rose, which is one of the most basic presents you could give to someone, right? But he picked the rose with all of his heart, and he gives it to you, and you can see in his eyes and the way he nervously hands you the flower that he's doing that with all of his heart. That flower will be worth more than all the gold in the world, right? That it will feel heavy, really, the soul of it is heavy, and deepened through the interaction with the true emotions, the honest emotions of the one who gave you the gift. So I think a great thing in life is the interactions between the souls and how we deepen our own soul and those of others, and enrich our own soul and those of others through an honest interaction, an honest connection. But yeah, let's get back. Or to summarize it, an honest gift, no matter how cheap it is, will always be heavy and treasured. Right? And a dishonest gift, or a gift that's almost like a lie, will always be disrespected and not treasured, even if it's a diamond ring or something.
General idea, flowers for a prom or a very special party. Otherwise, you don't need to. Say, I'll have
Yeah,
to
there are
run.
no
Me too.
rules.
See you later.
If you're honest, that's okay.
I'm going, folks.
All right, Ed. Have a nice time.
Everybody in his family having dates, right? How nice. Fake beard. His date seems really bubbly. It's so uncanny, right? They all look like our grandparents and great-grandparents. Look now, just as children. That's so uncanny.
But when you're having so much fun, time goes all too fast.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
it's the time Anne had set for getting home.
Yeah, that's...
And now, good night. The end of a perfect evening. But how do you say good night?
How do you say goodnight? How do you end the date, right? That's the question here. I don't think there can be any rules. It depends on how the date went and how well you know each other, how well you connected, right? And what you even want for an outcome. Let's see, is there an answer that you could give? I would say if we see it from a bird's eye perspective, really zoom out, the thing that we could say is the way to say good night is to leave on a good note, no matter what that is. But that's too vague, right? Yeah, there can't be a specific answer to that. It depends too much. Let's keep watching.
Perhaps.
Don't, please.
How do you say good night? Perhaps.
Don't, please.
Does this need a comment? I don't know. Okay. Let me say this and bring it back to what I said before. Social skills are king. And that's something that's innately human. Reading facial expressions, the mood, etc. But it must be trained, like I said before, or you won't have them. But they're really essential in situations like this, to read the mood and know if it's right to move in for a kiss, or if you should go just for something else like a hug or holding hands or something. Always read the mood. Why was it wrong in this case? It's not that going for a kiss aggressively is wrong in every case, right? You must read the room, as I said, or between the lines. But in this case, because see what was before that. It's always about the context. Before that, they're looking into each other's eyes, smiling, but there's a kind of distance between them still, right? They're not next to each other. It's their first date ever, so perhaps it's better to take things slow, right? But the thing that makes it not okay or even worse is the way he jumps in. Perhaps if he would just step closer and doesn't start with the kissing, but just holds her hand, gives her a hug, perhaps from there lead it in a kiss if he reads her mood right and her body right. But he doesn't do it like that. He just jumps like a wolf. He just jumps on her like a wolf and tries to force a kiss. And that kills the mood immediately. That kills almost everything that was before that. And why? Just because he couldn't read her emotions and the mood. So social skills are king, are really king. Let's see. You see? He jumps in like a wolf. Okay.
Don't, please.
You see? Yeah, and that makes sense. She immediately feels uncomfortable and runs to the door.
There.
Yeah, I blew it. Fuck. Yeah, what did I do wrong?
Or it could go this way.
Well, so long.
Just like that.
That's almost as bad as the aggressive kissing. That's also not reading the mood, just being like, okay, bye, and leaving. Because let's just analyze the body language, right, and see what that means. Before, the pouncing on her like a wolf and trying to kiss her or bite her, whatever he wanted to do. That's right. He communicates with his body. It's all about my lust. I don't care about you as a person, about how you feel. I don't care about that. I don't even care about your well-being. All I care about is my desires and how to satisfy them. That's what he says when he just jumps on her like a wolf. Right? But in this case, what he does now, the just turning around being like, okay, bye, is what that means. Yeah, the meaning of that is, I don't care, nothing for me that we did today is meaningful. It was just business as usual, and I'm already over it. Bye, and bye. Right? Or to distill it in a sentence, it means I'm not interested. So yeah, that's what's wrong with that case. Let's see it again. You see?
Well, so long.
So long. The way he smiles.
Well,
That would be such a great meme, right? So long.
well, so long.
His smile.
Just like that. After all, a
Yeah.
girl likes to know you've had a good time.
You see what I said? Just one more time.
Well, so long.
Back to his Sigma grind, right? Look at his smile. This guy broke hearts before, man.
Just like that.
He's so cold.
After all, a girl likes to know you've had a good time.
Yeah, everybody likes to know they had a good time.
So let's try saying goodnight again.
Just think about it, right? Everybody loves when they have the feeling that another person enjoys their company. That's just universal, but let's move on.
One more way.
Well, it's getting late.
Yes, it is. I'd ask you in for a bite to eat if it weren't so late. Let's plan to get home in time for a sandwich or something next time.
Say, that sounds good. I'll call you next week.
Will you?
Boy, what are you so
Say, that sounds
excited?
good. I'll call you next week.
So extremely fake excited.
Say, that sounds good. I'll call you next week.
Will you? Well, thanks so much. I had loads of fun.
So did I.
Good night, Woody.
Night, Ann.
You see what was different now is they had the energy that they had during the date, right? The whole positive vibe, the comfy vibes they had with each other. They didn't let it die. They both communicated like, yeah, I had a good time with you, yeah, I had a good time with you, yeah, I enjoy your company, yeah, I enjoy your company too, yeah, we will meet again, yeah, the door isn't closed, I will meet you again, bye. That's it. That's one of the possibilities, right, how it can go. It's not the only one. That's like what my point of criticism purse with this video. This isn't the only way. It always depends on the situation, your circumstances, and the date, who you're dating, who you are, and so on, right? But in this specific case, it was well done, right? Especially in that time. But yeah, let's continue. Good job, man. He will sleep well. It's almost like old Looney Tunes. Yeah, that was great. Old TV times. Check them out, definitely. Dating's do's and don'ts. 1949. Yeah, your great grandmother's dating habits. Okay.